Hello YouTube, today we will be covering an algebraic derivation of the quadratic formula. So we're going to be taking a step back from all those complex calculus and differential equations videos for now, and we'll just be covering Algebra 1. So how do we get from quadratic formula, which is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, something that looks simple like this, to crazy equation like this, which I promise that you struggled to memorize in your Algebra 1 class when you were younger. So how do we get there? Well, that's the point of this video. Let's get straight into it. So our first step is obviously to write out the equation. So that's ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. And our first course of action is to divide everything by a. So in our second step, we'll have x squared plus b over a times x plus c over a. That's equal to 0. Next step is to subtract both sides by negative c over a. Subtract both sides by c over a. So now we have x squared plus b over a times x equals negative c over a. Now for step 4, we need to do something known as completing the square, which is an Algebra 1 technique that you should probably remember, maybe not. So anyways, perfect squares come in the form of x plus w squared, or x squared plus 2wx plus w squared. So here we already know that 2w equals b over a, or w equals b over 2a. Therefore, w squared equals b squared over 4a squared. So we know that we have to add this to both sides of the equation to make this a perfect square. So that's what we're going to do. Now we can factor the left side of step 4 into a perfect square. And then we can take the square root of 5. And here we can cancel the square with the square root, but we can't exactly do that with the right side because the right side does not have a square to cancel out. So you have to add a plus or minus. Another rule of Algebra 1, by the way, which you should remember. So in step 6, we have x plus b over 2a equals plus or minus square root of negative c over a plus b squared over 4a squared. And by now you should start to see the resemblance between this and this, but we still have some algebra to get from here to here. So what we can do for step 7 is subtract both sides by b over 2a. So now we have x equals negative b over 2a plus or minus b squared plus 4a squared minus ca. I just rearranged these two, but these are the same. So now step 8, we can just do some more algebraic manipulation. So what we can do is multiply the denominator by a and the numerator by a. So now we have something that looks like this. So that's negative b over 2a plus or minus the square root of b squared over 4 minus ca. That's over a. Now, if we want a common denominator, we have to multiply both the numerator of the right term and the denominator of the right term by 2. So now we'll have negative b over 2a plus or minus 2b squared over 4 minus ca over 2a, or negative b over 2a plus or minus b squared minus 4ac over 2a. In conclusion, x equals negative b over 2a plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac. Okay, that was a bit sloppy, but we got to our ending point. Anyways, thanks for watching. Here's all the work for you to see.